Hello everyone, I'm Sharvi Dari, Data Science and Business Analytics intern at the Sparks Foundation. Today we will see another exploratory data analysis on terrorism. As a security and defense analyst, we need to explore this data set to find out the hot zones of terrorist attack, and after exploration we will conclude by deriving few problems and their possible solutions. I've used Kaggle here, but we can use Anaconda, Jupyter Notebook, or Google Colabs. Whichever you find comfortable, you can use it. So let's get started. First of all, we import all the important libraries like NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and here we have also imported warnings to filter out the warnings and ignore them. And now we read the dataset into DF and display the head and the tail values. Now we rename all the columns and reframe the data frame by taking only the columns that we will use in the further process. Then we check for null values and the information of the data frame. Now we see the most attacked country, region, year and type. The country that was most attacked was Iraq. The region that was most attacked was Middle East and North Africa. The year in which most of the attacks took place was 2014, and the type of attack were bombing and explosion. And we plot the most attacked countries, which shows Iraq was the most attacked country with the terrorist attack. Now we plot a bar graph showing the attacks every year, which shows that most of the attacks took place in 2014, and since then the attacks have been continued. Like in 2015 also there were more than 14,000 attacks. Now we plot a region wise graph where we can see that the hot zones of attacks were South Asia and Middle East and North Africa. Then we explore the targets that the terrorists had attacked, and we can see that mostly the private citizens and private property was the target of the terrorist to attack. Then we explore region wise attack type, and we can see that South Asia and Middle East and North Africa had most bombing and explosions. Then we check for country wise attacks and kills, and we can see that Iraq has the most number of attacks as well as most number of people were killed. Then we explore the groups column where we can find that Taliban was a group which had done the most number of attacks, and Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant ISIL is just next to Taliban with more number of attacks. In this cross tab we can see that after 2010 Taliban was a group that has risen to power and has done most of the attacks. This was all about the worldwide attacks. Now we go for the activities in India. For that we take a new variable IND and store only the India column in it. And then we plot a bar graph showing the terrorist groups in India. We can see that Communist Party of India is the most active terrorist group in India. Then we go for the type of attacks in India, and we can see that bombing and explosion and armed assault is the most common type of attack in India. And as we know, the bombing and explosion attack on Hotel Taj in Mumbai and the armed assault attack of Uri, so all these happened in India, and we need to take strong actions against this. So, in conclusion, we can say that the hot zones of terrorism are Iraq, Afghanistan, Colombia. As a huge number of people are killed by the terror attack of Taliban, SL, ISIL, etc. In India, the most active terrorist group is Communist Party. And in order to give solutions to this, I guess we can strengthen our army and minimize the communist group interaction into our country. And if we speak about the worldwide problem, then UN needs to step up into this and take strict actions against the terrorist groups. And that's it what I can think of right now. If you have any more suggestions about the solutions to stop terrorism and promote peace in world, please write down in the comments below. I would love to have your suggestions. Thank you. Hello everyone. I'm